Yeah, what's going on, everyone? My name is Jax, and welcome to the Summoner Circle podcast. I'm here with our wonderful co-host, Pastor Coco. Say hello.
What's up, everybody?
And Pitheadius Nelson. What's up, man?
Sup?
How are you guys doing this evening?
Oh,
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Cool. Making sure the stream's running up. Oh, beautiful. But yeah, what's on the itinerary tonight, boys?
Well, we've got new characters and new content, so I guess we should probably dive into some of that.
Arcade references? Oh, wait.
Yes, references to games that came out before y'all were alive.
Hey, classics, though.
Games that came out before I was alive.
Yeah.
Which is impressive, honestly. But
I'm glad.
Jay, you want to just jump right into Arcade and Northstar lore, or you want to where you want to go first?
We talked a little bit about.
We can do a little catch up if you want. I haven't been around much the last few weeks, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna fix my tree real quick, but yeah, man. What did we cover last week? I can't remember because it felt like 2 weeks have happened.
So last week, hold on just 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah, last week I know we did some deep dive on Silver Sable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Y'all also did the farewell tribute to Mike.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I'm glad. I wanted to bring up Mike a bit because in the official stream, like I was curious on kind of where Kabam stands with him no longer being with the company. We also found that Rob
Rob is also gone. Yeah.
Who is really cool. It was a really cool dude. When I went to visit Kabam in Vancouver, and I was setting up my podcast stream, he was the one who helped me. He's like, because I had no idea Mike handed me these microphones. He's like, dude, I don't know how to use these, and I was like, okay, I'll figure it out. And then Rob came over and he's like, yeah, let me do this, and then he fixed it, and I was like, dude, thank you, man. And he's carrying this big camera, like it's insane.
Yeah. It was my understanding that Rob is kind of the driving force behind the live streams. And
absolutely.
Kind of the brains behind all that. So, hopefully those will still continue and be a good thing, even though he's gone now. But
yeah, absolutely.
I did want to say, since I wasn't here last week and y'all talked about it, definitely gonna miss Mike. He is the reason I'm in the CCP. If you look at my channel, I definitely am not really like someone who meets the standards of what they normally look for in the CCP, like as far as viewers and what they normally amount of views and subscribers and all that stuff. But Mike took a chance on me and let me join the program, even though my channel's not really one that is uber popular or anything, and so definitely owe a lot to him. And so he was a great guy, did a lot for our little community that we have, and so he's definitely gonna be missed for sure. So
yeah, it was hard to watch Jax talk about it and get emotional on stream, but yeah, that's so true to character, to Mike's character and the type of person he was.
For sure.
So I really appreciate that.
For sure.
All right, I think I'm ready.
So we're okay. Cool. So I'm really excited about this month because honestly, Arcade is one of the champions that I didn't think we'd ever get in the game because I just wasn't sure how they would translate his character, who he is in the comics and stuff, into a playable champion. But it's a villain that I've always really enjoyed, and so I was really excited that we're finally getting him. But Jay, why don't you give us a little background on Arcade and why exactly he was maybe not the most ideal person to come into this fighting game?
Yeah, Arcade.
Fighting game.
Yeah, Arcade is a crazy cool cat. I will say. He's someone who's been around for a bit, but yeah, a lot of people aren't gonna know him because he's not in that many comics that I was looking at, and he's been around for. Like I said, for a while. He basically is a hitman who gets hired to take out superheroes, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna take them out the conventional meaning. I want them to battle to the death or something." And he puts on this murder world, this show, this ultimate showmanship of murdering heroes, and for the X-Men, it never pans out. The X-Men always beat him, which is so cool, and definitely why Northstar is coming with Arcade, because Northstar was in the first of abducted superheroes that Arcade gathered from Alpha Flight, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, so he's
So
I'll let you go before I
oh,
go
sorry.
on.
I was just gonna say. So, like, for those of you that may have never been exposed to Arcade at all, which if you're around my age, a lot of us played Spider-Man and the X-Men, the old video game. It was called Arcade's Revenge. That was the name of the game. It was Spider-Man and X-Men. So a lot of people around my age are familiar with him just from that game. So Arcade is very much like, have you ever seen the Austin Powers movies where Dr. Evil is this big spoof of the James Bond villains, and the monologuing to give the hero time to foil the plot, or going over and above instead of just shooting the hero in the head or whatever. Arcade is not a spoof, but he's basically that. It's instead of just killing the people he's hired to kill, he's like, no, I'm gonna build this theme park and they're gonna fight you. So it's very much kind of over the top.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned that game, which was before my time, but I was actually first introduced to him in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, where he was a boss, and you would basically be in Murder World. We talked about it last week, and so it was really cool. And he was in this giant mech suit at the end of his boss fight, and it was pretty cool. And I've always wondered, what he'd be like in contest, because the way he worked isn't I didn't know how he would work specifically, because he uses murder bots a lot in the comics, kind of like Sentinels in a way, and so it's cool to see
I was curious if we'd get the mech suit version. I'm kind of glad that we didn't, but
absolutely,
I was curious whether we would or not.
I'll run through some synergies real quick. There's not too much comic importance of must reads or anything, because his character hasn't really been developed that much outside of what he is. But it's kind of like Mojo. You don't need it. You don't need extra story, but you never know.
Sure.
And so the first synergy is Claws with Kraven, Black Cat, and Wolverine. Which is a comic I've actually read and I own. So this is a fun comic.
Nice.
With it's Wolverine and Black Cat as a pair for a miniseries, and it's Patches Wolverine 2 for a bit. And it's pretty cool, and Arcade and Kraven are a big part of that story, so it's a nice synergy to that. The second one is
very cool.
Battle Realm Funniest Videos. So I think hopefully everyone gets that reference. With Spider-Ham and Mojo, America's Funniest Home Videos. Now this next synergy is pretty interesting, because it's called Most Dangerous Game, with Longshot, Nightcrawler, Colossus, and 2 coming soon characters, which is very intriguing to me, because Most Dangerous Game is the name of an arc in the Ultimate X-Men comics, which, by the way, I have not read those in a very long time. And so Dazzler and Spiral are a big part of that story. So I'm very intrigued if we're gonna get those two characters. Or Jean Grey.
And also they're very involved with Mojoverse stuff, which Longshot also is.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and that comic specifically was that Mojo in the Ultimate Universe is so strange, but it's basically his first appearance was in the Ultimate Universe was this comic, and that introduced the Mojoverse to the Ultimate comics.
Well, I mean, we know from past Summoner's Choice votes that we usually get some of those other characters at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we had Dazzler in one of those votes. I don't remember which year, but
the first
I think
one,
it's
pretty sure was
right?
the first one.
Yeah. And then she was one of the
underdog.
Wasn't she one of the underdog votes
absolutely.
as well?
Yep.
So I mean, we're gonna get Dazzler at some point, and she's one of the big name X-Men that we're still missing. So I mean,
yeah, and
they're X-Men characters.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, the Summoner's Choice. I think Mike even said on stream back before is that they look at the Summoner's Choice and like, hey, do we need a Mystic? Hey, why don't we look at the Summoner's Choice people that aren't in the game and maybe pull a Mystic from that? So that's definitely I can definitely see Dazzler.
Well, and I mean, at this point, we've gotten so many of those.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Prowler, Spider-Punk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we're getting
so many this
Bill
year
now. You know, so lots of those that did not make it. We're now getting or have already gotten, and so I think Dazzler is probably a lock for that mystery synergy. It would be interesting to see if we finally get Spiral. You know.
Yeah.
For those of you that are active on Twitter, you know, Corey Guns has been begging for Spiral for years now, and you know they kept saying that technologically they just couldn't do it. So it'd be interesting to see if they finally are at a point where they could do it.
Yeah.
There are some other Mojoverse characters that we still could get instead, but Shatterstar or who's the other one? There's another one I was thinking of the other day, but I can't remember who it was. But yeah, you know, we could definitely get Shatterstar because it'd be probably easier to do than Spiral. But Spiral would be awesome. I've been a huge fan of Spiral ever since the old Marvel vs. Capcom games. So
yeah,
just because she looked cool. So
those would be nice.
Yeah, I remember I was seeing on Twitter. I got tagged a bunch this week, man. All these mystery synergies, man. There were so many tweets.
Yeah, for sure.
It was hard to keep track.
Yeah.
Is that the only one that has mystery, or is there some other?
Yeah,
ones
no, that was the only one that had mystery. They had two mystery synergies, which is crazy. Like two in the same. Like sometimes like there's been mistakes before where like there's been an extra mystery synergy. I'm like, there's not two, there's one. So like when it came to this synergy, I was like, is there two characters or is this one? But
it's been a while since there was two coming soon characters on a synergy.
Yeah, exactly. Major Domo. Yeah, that's what it was. That was the other character. That was also in the comic, but I don't think it's Major Domo. So I hope for Corey Gunn's sake that Spiral's coming. But yeah, there were two other synergies for Arcade. One's the Avengers Arena. Avengers Arena is a really cool comic. Basically, Arcade basically kidnaps like 16 kind of young Avengers, and they kind of have to fight to the death. So you have like Hazmat. I think there's people in the synergy. Darkhawk, X-23. But what's funny though is Elsa and Captain Britain, Betsy are in the synergy. And they weren't in the comic. They're actually fill-ins for the comic characters of the same of their descendants as their younger versions. So instead of Elsa, it was a different Bloodstone, and instead of Betsy, it was I think it's Cade Bloodstone and Kid Britain, I believe. So pretty cool.
Kid Britain.
Yeah, Kid Britain. So a little bit
very on the nose.
Yeah, exactly. But it's cool. It's cool because we've seen these synergies before where they kind of fill in when we don't have those characters. And there's another one for My Revenge with Spider-Man, Storm, Wolverine, Gambit, Cyclops. You know, classic, just the X-Men escaping Arcade's clutches. But yeah, man, that's all for Arcade. I'm really excited. His character coming. He was someone I predicted. He was someone I was half and half on him or Bastion coming, but I'm very glad because I wanted both of them to come. Because I've said Arcade since I went through Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 a couple years ago. I was like, dude, Arcade would be such a cool boss in this game. Like, he just fits it so well.
I mean,
I'm
he
very
could make
excited
for a
about
great
him.
Alliance War boss, I'm assuming. But yeah,
If by great you mean a pain in the butt.
Oh no, is he that hard?
he possibly is. I haven't gotten that far yet.
I haven't played against it. I'm just going off of when I read his spotlight.
Yeah, I did remember hearing. I did see hearing.
Something about making sure you can fully dodge Special 2, but until then you have to bait out Special 1. I think that's what I remember from DLL's video.
Okay. Whew. Okay. I was trying to see if they publicly revealed who designed him, but I don't think that's been public. I don't know if it's public or not.
This champion feels similar to Onslaught in a way, and I can't exactly place it. So, I mean, there's a chance it's the same designer. I can't say it is though.
Okay. I don't believe it is the same designer. Trying to remember. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a busy couple weeks, but
Do we know if the leader profile picture was supposed to release next month?
oh yeah. I didn't want to bring that up. Tell later. But yeah, there was.
I'm not.
Yeah, that seemed like an accident,
Yeah.
and of course, you know, they put that video out showing the leaders' special attacks. Crazy, crazy! It all happened in a week.
Yeah.
Ooh, Misha in the comments.
It was definitely an accident.
Yeah, absolutely. On
Yeah.
YouTube, we got a comment saying, "Beater and Bill, will he have a synergy, and could it possibly tease Lady Sif?" Sif would be a cool character, actually. I don't know if he'll have mystery synergy. I hope he does. But you know, Sif being a skill character would be pretty sick. I cannot lie.
I mean,
Yeah.
he is gonna fill in one of our mystery synergies, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Punk's
Right.
pizzazz
Don't we-
and the Annihilator synergy, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so finally. It's been a while since those came out, so
Yeah. I'm glad that Beater ability, we'll talk about it when we have Exin on, but I'm glad he's got the Mohawk, man, because I just had a feeling they were going to go with the Mohawk helmet design, and it's cool to see.
I think the design is great. Like, it looks very cool. I'm excited
Absolutely.
about it.
Yeah. And the hammer looks good too. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
belt.
Yeah, man, like,
I think
man.
he has many fingers as Longshot, it seems. How many three-fingered, or should I say four-fingered champions do we have?
I was going to wonder if anyone noticed that. That's a really fun detail that they added. And he's got some battle damage. They mentioned it on the stream, which
Yeah.
you know, his two most recent battles that have left his cape scarred has been against Thor and Surtur. So I wonder if it, you know, if we'll get any story details, because Surtur is in the game. You know, he is. We have Muspelheim. Like, we go there and fight on his sword during this fighting stage. So I'm curious on the story of that month. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Speaking of stages, I need them to add a new one. I need a Murder World.
Right,
arena.
dude.
Like,
I know. Jim was saying that too, and like, I expected that we'd get a Murder World fighting stage with Arcade for sure.
maybe we'll get one eventually.
Oh, I hope so soon. It would and I hope it meshes well with the animations of arcade specials.
Yeah, it seems like he kind of has one already with his SP3 and whatnot, which is pretty cool. So at least they like fit it in somehow, which I'm glad. All right,
Yeah.
I guess we'll move on to Northstar. You guys ready?
I know I'm gonna love Arcade just because of who designed him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Northstar designer as well is a veteran designer, so someone also to look at. But
I know I'm gonna love Northstar too.
Yeah.
Design Northstars.
Dude, Northstar is a cool character, a very iconic character, who's been around since the 70s. I think was his first appearance. You know, in Alpha Flight.
60 something.
Pretty late 60s or early 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been around a
Northstar
long time.
debut.
Absolutely.
Uncanny X-Men 120.
There you go. Yeah, and so he debuted as an Alpha Flight member.
He's been around.
He's
79. Okay.
He's a former gold Olympic skier, so it's pretty cool lore. And it's basically his power. I guess I'll explain his powers because a lot of people, even I was confused as a kid on what his powers were because, you know, he's a speedster, but he's a hypersonic speed and flight with, you know, speed photo energy blast. Like it's very interesting. Like it's a very peculiar like set of powers.
Yeah, he has a very interesting power set for sure.
And yeah, he even owns Team Northstar Extreme Sports, that he owns with his husband, because Northstar is the first openly gay Marvel character of ever.
Oh.
Like that was something that went down in the 90s. And was pretty iconic at the time. Like I was reading about it, and the person who wrote it and published it, their boss called them that night and was like, "Hey, can I get 4 copies? Can I get another copy? Can I get another copy?" And he's like, "It already went to print." So it's pretty cool. So a very iconic character and someone I really wanted to come to the game. I wanted to come with his sister because they were a pair. You know, they're the Wonder Twins of Marvel. But hey, I will get Northstar.
Aurora?
And so Aurora,
Yeah.
is his sister's name. Which they're twins, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? Aren't they twins? Yeah. Yeah, so that was in the 90s is when he actually like came out, I think.
Yeah.
But like if I remember right, didn't the original like creator of the character say it was always intended that he was just like it wasn't like open until the early 90s, but I think he was written to be a gay character all along.
Just wasn't approved, which is sad, but I'm glad they corrected it.
You know, I had a feeling that we might get him. I knew at some point we would get him in a June because of that background. So I figured that if we ever got him, he would come in June during the Pride event because of just the history involved with him. Which, if you've listened to me talk on my streams or on podcast or whatever, any amount of time, you know that I have a irrational love for Alpha Flight. And so like I have been wanting Northstar for a long time just because of my love for Alpha Flight for sure. I want any and all of them that we can get. So I will take Northstar. I'm really surprised to not get Northstar and Aurora at the same time, but you know, it happens. Not going to complain about getting Arcade. So
yeah.
And it's actually kind of cool because there is, you know, the comic background of them being involved in the comics and stuff. So kind of neat to bring them together because it's not a connection you would immediately necessarily recognize, but there is like a reason for them to come to the game together. So that's kind of cool.
Absolutely.
So.
All right, I'll cover synergies real quick because his are pretty simple. So he's got True North with Sasquatch and Guardian. So Alpha Flight, of course. But sadly, no coming soon synergy. I was kind of hoping, like you, that more Alpha Flights would be teased. I don't know if that'll be in the story. I haven't read it, but Puck, is someone I want as well. Snowbird and
Shaman. I want Shaman real bad.
Dude, Shaman would be
because
so good.
I love all the mystics, so I definitely want Shaman.
Dude, Shaman and Talisman, two characters would be great mystics. Born This Way with Iceman, little Lady Gaga kind of reference, and coming out stories, which is awesome. Got to Go Fast with Quicksilver, a little Sonic reference.
Speedster references, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Some Pride with Angela, Valkyrie, Black Cat, and Iceman. Some Pride characters. And I think the interesting one, which is more comic related, is enemies with Loki and Wolverine. Which if you read Wolverine comics, Wolverine butts heads with a lot of the Alpha Flight. It's something you'll see in the animated X-Men series, and the Loki one is really funny, is because Loki lies to Northstar because he's got pointy ears, right? So he's like, "Oh, you're half elf. You should come with me to Asgard."
Yeah.
So it's really funny. That, and of course, Loki, being at the time the god of mischief and of lies, it's a really funny story to read about.
Yeah. Well, and Wolverine was a member of Alpha Flight for like a comic or like a couple of comics.
Yeah.
It didn't last very long. There is that whole thing too. So.
Yeah, and I didn't mention it, but in the issue that he does actually come out, he also adopts a kid, and she has AIDS, and that was her first appearance, and of course now raised with his husband in modern times. So a pretty important character. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And that's it for a little Legion's library. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you, Jay, for giving us some background on two new characters. I've dove into EQ a little bit. Got some old school arcade game references.
Yeah,
we were talking about before we started watching. So we got Pac-Man and Frogger.
Yeah.
And then Centipede, and we think Pong. I haven't read the story, so I don't know for sure, but that's best guess based on the boss and stuff. So
what's the last one then?
Some fun. I didn't look at chapter 3, which I'm assuming the bosses are Northstar and Arcade, but as is the usual.
Sure.
But I don't know what the quest names are, so I don't know if they continued the arcade references or not. But
yeah, I'm always
slowly working my way through. So
you'll let us know.
Yeah, I'll let
we
you
have.
know.
We also have some other stuff we can speculate about.
Yeah.
So we got the leak or accidental release or whatever of the leader profile picture. So we know we're getting leader in July.
Hey, I predicted
which is cool. Love me some leader. Here, did the map go through July?
Yeah.
Was that the last month?
Yeah.
Okay, so
ended in July.
What was the other class?
Skill.
Because that's what we need to speculate about. So
I'm still
we're getting leader who's
making a skill champ.
You think it's gonna be Patriot? Okay, so here's the thing: we've got leader who will be Science. I'm assuming.
Yes, he was
right. Okay, but we also know that DLL's next champ is in July, and he confirmed this week that he did not do leader. So the skill champ is going to be DLL. So you think it's going to be Patriot?
Yeah, I can definitely see Patriot, which would be pretty funny because obviously he did Kate Bishop.
What was the like hint?
Yeah.
Whatever. Do you remember? You have it in front of you?
The hint was very much Stern Prevails, which is the name of the leader. So all it really teased was the leader. It didn't really tease the skill character, and the only reason I went Patriot route is because kind of how I predicted May's event is like that one seemed Deadpool oriented because Deadpool's original date was in May, And so the new Captain America movie, it was supposed to be in July.
Was supposed to be in July. Yeah,
and
that's
so
true.
Patriot was rumored to come back in that and kind of be established as a character. There's been a lot of reshoots,
Okay.
so I don't know if that's changed.
Yeah.
But I would assume Kabam would just go ahead and do him, but because if they're reshooting like today, like how is Kabam gonna? They gotta pick a character, and they can already use the established Falcon and Winter Soldier show that established Eli Bradley as Patriot, so or not as Patriot, but as Eli Bradley, and so I hope so. I hope it's that way. I mean, there's other choices for sure. I'm
just trying to think about some skill-based characters that would be like related to Incredible Hulk stuff.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of who some other options would be.
Because it's Green Door.
But if
they
it
did
is,
say it was Green Door. They did say it was Green Door.
Green Door.
Yeah, White Wolf Bucky. I don't know personally if that would work.
Oh, I don't think they'd go there.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but be interesting. I'm trying to think of like who else would be associated with.
It's crazy if Puck, like I said, if there's a mystery synergy with Northstar, I honestly would have changed it to Puck because Puck obviously has connections to the Green Door because he was on Gamma Flight, so I was hoping that they would go there, but it doesn't seem. True North should have teased Puck, so I feel like I feel very better about choosing Patriot because Puck was my second guess. But yeah, I think like the only characters we could look at is I guess it's from Falcon Winter Soldier, like Flag Smasher, who I guess would be Skill. What was Sharon's code name again in Falcon Winter Soldier? Do you remember?
Wasn't Agent 13 her or someone else? Or no?
Oh, she was the new Power Broker.
Power Broker, yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Power Broker, okay.
Yeah. Power Broker, U.S. Agent, would be other characters I think Bam could be looking at. But I'm
Sharon Carter, codename Winter Soldier. Agent 13. Okay, so she was also Agent 13 in the MCU.
Okay.
Yeah, in the Captain America movie, that was what she originally was Agent 13.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we do know that the Tactics teased a Cosmic Champion, so obviously probably Beta Ray Bill, and a skill character. And what's kind of crazy is the skill character is kind of we didn't know if these like hexagonal things are kind of what order they're in, but it's a little I don't know. I was gonna say it's kind of alphabetical, but it's not really. But anyways, a tech and a science. So I'm interested to see what comes from here.
I don't think they'll go there, but that would be interesting. I was just looking through some of the leaders' like storyline based stuff on fandom.
Got a lot.
There's a lot. Well, there's a lot of stuff with Rick Jones, so
yeah,
I don't think they'll go there, but it would be interesting.
Hey, I mean, Rick Jones is technically already in the game.
It's true. I was also wondering, like, if it would be someone like Scar, and they did like a skill Hulk.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like I always forget that Gladiator Hulk isn't skill. Like I always it's like I always think he just he's a
It seems almost like he should be, right?
Yeah.
Like.
So it's
yeah,
really
I'm really curious who it is, especially because it's a new DLL champ and he's done some fun ones.
Hey, I'm just saying he did Kate Bishop, do another Young Avenger, do Patriot.
Yeah, that I wouldn't be mad. Look, I'm not gonna be mad about another Young Avenger, because I enjoy that. we probably won't ever get Iron Lad, but yeah,
Dude,
some of the others.
we'll have to talk about the new Ultimate comics that are coming out right now, because dude,
Oh yeah.
they're so good right now. They are so good.
Oh really?
Yeah, and Iron
Okay.
Lad's in it,
Nice.
from what I saw.
Oh nice.
Stick would be an interesting character, but I don't know if there's any prevalence.
I feel like that'd be a really odd fit to come with leader.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I mean, not the weirdest one, I guess, but I don't know. I think you're probably right, Jay. I think Patriot's probably a good call. What's interesting though is that, if this whole event is based on the original Captain America stuff.
Yeah.
Because, there's been rumors that the guy that was in the Incredible Hulk movie was going to come back and reprise his role as the leader. So
there wasn't rumors. Remember, they did the D23 reveal, and so they had them come up on stage, and he came up on stage.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
It was official, and that's why for sure I knew they were going to do the leader, because I was like, guys, he's going to be the villain of the movie. Like, there's no way they're not going to do him. But yeah, I'm curious too, and they mentioned the Green Door for when I was talking about the narrative roadmap. So I for sure think they're gonna do their spin on the two characters, right? Like they're gonna even the design itself, right? Like they can't go MCU design. It seemed like, or maybe they will. I don't know, but it looked very comic booky, because the leader has worn like that orange and yellow suit before in the comics.
Kind of cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
He looks neat.
He looks like he wears, I don't know if you guys have seen Ben 10, but he looks like he has a Ben 10 watch, like, on his forehead. Like, it looks very funny.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of looks like a wizard, too, just the way the suit's set up.
For sure.
But, yeah.
I've always liked the leader because I feel like he looks so much like Sinestro from like Lantern comics.
Yeah, green Sinestro.
The mustache, the sharp lines on the face.
Very, very similar design for sure.
Yeah. Somewhat. I already know Super Duper Boo is going to do art of him turning yellow for his DC variants that he's made of contest.
Based on his suit, what comic book line would you think of? Because for some reason I'm looking at the suit and I'm thinking of AIM.
Yeah, no, I think AIM was a part of that storyline in the comics, right? When he had the orange and yellow suit. I'll be honest, I love Hulk. My brother loves Hulk, so I'm not the biggest Hulk fan. So Hulk comics,
Right.
I've kind of gotten secondhand from him.
I don't know. There's a chance they could be.
So, but yeah, I definitely think it was AIM related for sure. I'll have to check.
Oh, I just realized something. I'm looking through the animations.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got like 3 passives on him, right? 2 well-known abilities being protection and steadfast. But you know that green passive on him that's just charging up as he's doing his combos? I noticed some dialogue pop up when it reaches 80. Green door almost open.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the box is a reference to the green door.
That makes me wonder if he's gonna have like a second life mechanic.
Yeah,
or
beyond death. Yeah.
Resurrection mechanic. Because apparently, like from what I'm seeing here, he's like died and come back to life multiple times through the whole green door thing. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was a big part of the comic, and it's really cool because he was possessed by the one below all, which in Contest's lore, Immortal Abomination is possessed by the one below all. So I'm very curious to see what they'll do. It just seems like his yellow design is just from his original appearance. It's not.
I was like, say I think he is in his first appearance. He was in yellow.
Yeah.
If I remember. Yeah, like every time I've seen
it looks so Star Trekky though. It looks so Star Trekky. Like it doesn't look how he looks like nowadays. It's really funny.
But I mean, he's an old school. I mean, his first
1964.
Yeah. 1964. So.
Stan Lee and Steve Ditko.
Tales to Astonish, number 62. So.
Oh, what was I was gonna bring up something. He has fought in Scar before in the comics, so your Scar connection and of course the Green Door connection wouldn't be far off, for sure. I feel like.
I think it'd be neat to have a. I'm a fan of having, if we're gonna have duplicates of a character or variants of a character, I think it's cool to have like different classes of them.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So if we're gonna get another Hulk, then I would love for them to not be science, So that would be kind of cool.
Imagine if we got a Mystic Hulk.
Hey, there's Hulk.
Is there a Mystic? A Mystic Hulk in comics?
What?
Yeah. Well, technically, a few. Because you have the Red Hulk when he merged with with Agent Venom, Ghost Rider. You have that Hulk, right?
Oh yeah, the Circle of Four.
Yeah.
Red Hulk. He was the Spirit of Vengeance. So.
Yeah, and then the Serpent corrupted Hulk, and so he got possessed with the power of the Serpent, the Worthy. So yeah, and I'm sure there's some variants out there.
Yeah, but the Serpent's cosmic, so making
Jane Foster's Mystic. Hey, don't. Jane Foster's Mystic.
Yeah.
Hey, but personally for me,
Spirit of Vengeance, Red Hulk.
Yeah.
I would take in a heartbeat. Let's do it. Come on, Kabam.
Oh yeah, I was also gonna mention
his motorcycle is incredible.
It is. Or theirs is. Dakin was also a part of when Leader fought Scar, so Dakin is a skill. If we're talking about Wolverine variants.
So like a Wolverine variant that's a skill, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. We just heard he's the new Spirit of Vengeance, by the way. I don't know if anyone else saw that recently in comic news.
I did not.
Helverine.
I saw that apparently Jean Grey is the Phoenix again. Apparently, I just saw that today on.
Oh yeah.
I just saw there's a new Phoenix comic, and it said something about Jean's finally the Phoenix or something like that. Like
that's funny.
So what is it? Every single.
So this is not
or like the Phoenix or something like that.
This is not gonna happen, but I can dream. I was just looking at his first appearance. And his first appearance, the other villain that is in that story is Chameleon.
Oh.
And
yeah.
if DLL designed Chameleon, I might have a stroke.
Oh, we're finally gonna get Mystique if we get Chameleon.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't. Well, no, they did say.
Shapeshifter?
I think they did. There has been mentioned that we wouldn't get another shapeshifter before Mystique. I think that's specifically been mentioned before.
But Chameleon's not a shapeshifter. Chameleon is a
but he
master of
changes
disguise.
No.
Yeesh.
In a technical sense.
I'm going to be honest right now. I will go on record. I don't care. You can roast me in the comments or whatever. I would rather have Chameleon than Mystique.
Really?
Be honest.
As an X-Men fan? As an X-Men fan? Come on.
I'm also a Spider-Man fan, and Chameleon is just great. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love Chameleon.
I know very little of Chameleon, and the only moment I know of is when he gets poisoned by Aunt May.
Oh.
Something about having raisin cookies that taste like they have almond in it, or something like that.
I remember that.
Craven's half brother. A lot of people don't know that, but
yeah, I forgot about that.
Somebody hasn't explored the Spider-Man game. No. Have you played Spider-Man 2 yet, Jay?
No, it went on sale for $50, but dude, $50 is a lot of money, man.
So you haven't played it? You played it all yet?
No, I haven't played it.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Dude.
I know. Hey, but you know what? I was gonna bring it up, but because Noel kind of mentioned that it was like he's running back through the MCU, and I have this series on my channel where I run through the Marvel games, and X-Men
Oh, yeah.
Origins has been on my list for a while, and with
Oh,
with
yeah.
Wolverine and Deadpool, I might as well play the game, and bring up what I think about it because in that game, I think it's Whiplash, is the biological father of Nightcrawler. So it's because he's got teleporting powers. So Nightcrawler gets his teleporting powers from Whiplash. A fun game Easter egg.
Whiplash has teleporting powers.
Like Whiplash, like the Iron Man villain.
No, not Whiplash. Sorry.
Whiplash?
I'm thinking of.
I was just say, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I
I'm so
was like,
confused right now.
Yeah. Hold on, I forgot his name. It's Will I Am from X-Men Origins. His character. John Wraith. That's what it was. Yeah, Wraith is what it
oh,
was.
Raid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I knew it
That
started
makes
with a
more
W.
sense. I was like, what does the Russian Iron Man villain have to do with Nightcrawler?
Yeah, but in that game, Mystique and him are a couple. Mystique and him are a couple, and so
I have played that game, but it's been a long time, so I don't really remember much about it.
yeah, man.
But Nightcrawler
The
said,
game wasn't terrible. It's better than the movie, but
Yeah, so I want to play it.
it's hard to go wrong with playing a Wolverine game. Like, I mean,
Like
running
it's-
around and slashing things is a lot
Yeah,
of
it's
fun.
hack and
So
slash mania.
I'm so freaking excited for the
The new one.
Insomniac Wolverine
Yeah.
game.
I swear, at this point, Nightcrawler said too many fathers, to a point where now Mystique's the father and Destiny was the mother, as according to a recent retcon.
Yeah, I mean, but speaking of
That
original
that
intent,
was the
that was the
that
original
was the
intent
most recent. That was the most recent
iteration.
story. Yes, but
Yeah,
I don't even know how that works. But
it makes much less sense than the rest of them. Like, even the dude in power, whatever it was.
Azazel.
No, not Azazel. The other guy who makes less sense than Azazel. The guy who was the father of him in the X-Men cartoon.
Oh, it was just a Duke, a German Duke, an Austrian.
German Duke, right?
Yeah. I remember I was watching that and I forgot like that's technically the first time they talk about his heritage on the father's side. That's so funny.
Going from a Duke to Azazel to Whiplash, or from not Whiplash. Dang it! Now you
Wraith.
got
Sorry,
me.
yeah.
Right.
That was close.
Oh man.
look what you did, Jay.
I'm sorry. But Whiplash does kind of make
Oh.
sense, right? He's a teleporter. I don't know.
Wraith makes sense. Yeah.
No, Whiplash makes no sense, Jay. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
all right.
Doesn't.
You wouldn't get Whiplash if you got teleported.
Russian
Okay.
Oh man.
Russian hitman with Omega Red like tentacles that he made or whatever. No,
Yeah.
that doesn't quite work the
Yeah. Hmm.
Well, yeah.
same.
And those tentacles are technologically based. So.
Okay, I was talking about like the terminology, not really the character, the other Marvel character. It's funny too because there's also a different Wraith character in comics, in Marvel comics too, who also has tentacles. He's like the Black Omega Red.
Can't imagine why they would, reuse things.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man, I'm excited to talk about Venom 3 next week, guys. I'll tell you that.
I'm excited. I'm curious to see where they go.
Will the horse live?
I've seen so many like
I'm
funny stuff about it.
I'm more curious about, whether there's going to be any more crossover or lead into like the next Spider-Man movie or any of that kind of stuff. So
I don't know. Kind of seems like they aren't going that way.
I haven't watched the trailer yet, so I don't
Yeah.
know. I'll make sure and watch it before we record next week. But
Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think we covered
all right,
all
we
that.
have anything? I think we covered pretty much everything we need to this week. So
Yeah.
All right, so
Um,
are we up for a couple rounds of buff, nerf, delete?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's
All
do a
right.
couple of rounds to finish up.
All right, so buff, nerf, delete. Well, if you were here for last week's episode, you'd know the rules. So for this round, you have
That's just
Kate
mean,
Bishop,
dude.
Iceman, and Emma Frost. Who would you buff? Who would you nerf? And who would you delete amongst those three?
Sorry, say
And
it
what's
again.
the team?
Say
Kate Bishop, Iceman, and Emma Frost.
Okay.
Who would you buff? Who would you nerf? And who would you delete amongst those three? And what's the theme?
Okay. Let me think about this. Ooh. I kind of don't want to delete any of them, though, to be honest. I love these three characters.
Yeah.
I think they've all three been Marauders at one point.
Even Kate Bishop?
Well, she was the leader of the Marauders more recently.
Oh, okay.
And Emma was before Kate did.
Oh, so the three characters you picked have a theme that is why you put them together. Is that what you're saying, Penn?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And this one's the Pride theme, but you still have to specify what it is.
Okay.
As in, like, why
I
we
would-
choose, right?
Yeah, as in while you choose.
Yeah.
I would buff Emma. And I guess nerf Iceman back to his original kit, which was not that bad in the first
Hey.
place, and delete Kate.
Eh.
Okay.
I don't want to delete any of them.
I
but
know, right?
I'm not going to delete. I'm the X-Men guy. I'm not going to delete X-Men characters.
Same.
So,
Alright.
That's fair.
I will buff Iceman, even though he's already gotten a buff. And because he was one of my favorite characters as a kid. I think I have my Iceman Funko back there. I've always loved Iceman. Like, it's him,
All right.
Nightcrawler, and Legion, and Rogue were my top. So, I said Rogue last week, so it's funny that I said Iceman, another one of my favorite X-Men. So yeah, he deserves another buff, because why not? Nerf, probably
Why not?
Kitty, I guess. You know, why not? No,
Okay.
Kate,
I'm
not
saying-
Kitty.
Yeah, Kate Bishop, not Kitty Pride.
Oh,
Kate Bishop.
I mean, Kitty's also Pride, if we're being honest. She's
Now you
kissed a girl and
understand
she's
my
liked it.
confusion on the Marauders part.
Yeah, that's where. Oh yeah, I'd delete Kate then. Yeah, I'd have to delete Kate then, and then
Yeah.
and then nerf Emma. Which, you know, in reality, Emma deserves the buff. Let's be honest, but hey, you gotta play my favorites.
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, that's fair.
The theme, though, I don't know.
You said it was
Well,
just
you got Emma Frost. You have Iceman, and if you've played the game, you'd see where it's going with Kate Bishop.
Because she has cold snap. So,
Yeah. So, what do you think the title of the theme is?
ice cold.
Ice
Oh,
Ice
no.
Baby. Is that what it is?
You're close.
I don't know.
I like Jay's better. I don't know what your answer is,
Yeah.
Ben, but I like Jay's theme. What is it, Ben?
Alright, I'll tell you what it is. It's Ice Queens.
Oh, okay.
Ice Queens. Okay.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
See,
And while we're
Alrighty.
on cold stuff, let's move on to the second round, shall we?
Let's do
Before
it.
we end things off.
let's do it.
Let's
Okay,
do it.
so in this round we have Guardian, Sasquatch, and Deadpool X-Force.
Okay. Okay.
It is more of a cold theme.
Canadians.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. I'd say I'll,
Well,
It's easy for me.
Nerf and buff is tough. Yeah, I'm deleting Deadpool for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Deleting
It's hard
was
to-
easy. It's the buff.
It's hard to decide which one I want to buff and which one I want to nerf.
Yeah. I'll be honest.
Because I like both a lot,
Yeah.
actually.
No, I totally agree. I got to say, I want to buff Sasquatch, but I also want to nerf him his defense. That's how I feel. I want to buff his offense.
That
but I wanna-
health,
yeah.
that health pool, man. That health pool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to buff Sassy and nerf Guardian. I think.
I'm gonna go the opposite.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna go the opposite. I'm gonna nerf Sasquatch and buff Guardian.
I will say though, it was easy to delete out of those three, but I will say even though I don't use him a ton, Deadpool X-Force, his rework is one of the best ones they've done for the simple fact that after that rework, he actually feels like you're playing a Deadpool character.
Yes, absolutely. One
Like
of the most
the
fun
mechanics of
characters.
it. The mechanics of it feels like you're playing Deadpool, and I really enjoy playing it and trying to get the whole super slap with the 10 stacks or whatever. Like,
Super slap.
it's not practical, and he's not like the best. You're not gonna take him over other characters most of the time, but he sure is fun to play. Like,
from one of the most basic characters in the game. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
alrighty, well, I guess we'll call it a night unless y'all have something else you want to talk about real fast. But
In
we've
4
been
minutes.
a little over an hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, 56 from when I started
So-
recording.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Well, I guess we'll call it a night. Hopefully, we can get the whole gang together next week.
Absolutely.
and
Hopefully.
talk about.
There could be a
Talk
chance
about-
I'm busy that week, but who knows?
Okay.
Well, most of the gang, at least.
Yeah.
We'll try.
The original core 4, and then maybe Penn can join us as well. But
Maybe.
thanks for joining us, everybody. Always enjoy having everybody hang out for some in a Circle podcast. Programming update. All of the episodes that have been lost in the ether, I got uploaded to the audio platforms today, and I scheduled the video releases. So episode 11, which this is episode 15, so that's how far behind I am. Episode 11 will drop tomorrow, and then every 2 days after that, 12, 13, and 14 will drop. So we will be caught up, and then once Jay sends me this stream, I'll try and get that one close. I'll try and get it out faster than I've been getting them out, and then we'll be caught up, and
Thank you.
we can get back on track. So, all right, thanks everybody. We love you guys. Have a great week, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Peace out.